There's a story from the life of Saint Teresa of Avila, the great reformer of the Carmelite order, that she was making a journey. And while she was on the road, she got caught in this fierce, fierce storm. Her carriage got stuck in the mud, and then as they tried to get it unstuck, she got tossed from the carriage into the mud herself, and she got stuck in the mud. And she looked up at heaven, and she said, "Why do you treat me this way?" And she heard a voice reply, "This is how I treat all of my friends." To which she replied, "Then it's no wonder you have so few." But that sentiment, that's the sentiment behind what we hear in this gospel today, this story of Martha and Mary and Lazarus, some of Jesus's best friends. If there was a house where Jesus ever needed to go to just get away from it all, or let his hair down, put up his feet, it was their house. Remember the story of the feast that Martha is preparing when he comes to visit? When we're reminded of the detail today that Mary washed his feet with that expensive perfume and dried them with her hair. They had witnessed him do countless miracles. And so when Lazarus was sick, they sent word to Jesus, "The one you love is ill." But Jesus didn't come. And Lazarus died. And they, very much probably like the people around them, started thinking, gee, Jesus has done so much for others, and this is the one he loves. We're his friends. Couldn't he have done something for us? And as soon as Jesus shows up, this is what comes out of the sisters' hearts. "Lord, if you would have been here, this wouldn't have happened." Have you ever had that kind of experience in your life? Feeling that God was not present when you really needed him to be? Maybe feeling abandoned. There was a prayer that you were praying and you so deeply longed for a yes, but you got a no. Or maybe you felt God didn't intervene as he should have in the situation of a loved one. There was a healing you desired, and it never came through. Something in your life circumstances that didn't pan out. If you've ever had that kind of a moment where maybe you kind of wished you could just check Jesus' neck size, or you want to just shake your fists at heaven, well, you're in good company. That is the company Jesus keeps with his friends. If you've not had that kind of an experience, I would unsettle you a bit, because that's likely a sign that you haven't yet developed an actual friendship with Jesus, and he is still just softballing everything to you in life. But those moments where we really feel that pain, that aloneness, where we could really cry out as Jesus did from the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Those are the moments where we can finally let go of our preconceived ideas of what God is and what a relationship with him means, and enter into a deeper, truer understanding of what is actually possible in a life with God. Actually relating to him as he is, not as we just want him to be. Martha and Mary knew Jesus as a healer. Their brother was sick. They asked for a healing. If Jesus would have just done that, they would never have discovered that he could do so much more. They would have known him as a healer, as a teacher, a prophet. They would never have come to know him as the Lord of life. And it's those moments in our walk of discipleship where we do feel that everything is just broken down, that God can then really build us up again with something truer, something more profound, a trust in him that is even more resilient. The ups and downs of life will come. That's inevitable. Death, one day, will come for us. We don't have to like it. We don't have to be happy about it. We don't have to anticipate it. And we definitely shouldn't try to hasten it. But it is only on the other side of that that the true horizons of what is possible with God can become visible to us. In those moments where we want to shake our fists at heaven, when we feel alone, we feel abandoned, we feel forsaken, God is not distant from us in those moments. Instead, we are close to him and his experience of the cross. Those are the moments when we know we really are taking up our own crosses and carrying them as he said to do. And we can be confident that on the other side of that experience will come new life, resurrection, new possibilities, new discoveries, things far exceeding what we would ever ask or even imagine. By the grace of this Mass, then, may we discover some newfound gratitude for those difficult, dark valley moments in our walk of discipleship, and leave here today confident that God is closest to us, even when he feels most distant. Peace be with all of you this day, and with all who love the Lord in simplicity of heart.